Junkies!
It is time. Let's talk about Obi-Wan. Let's revisit the first 2 episodes that came out last week Friday. Or actually, technically last week Thursday. Launched early because of Star Wars Celebration. So we meet Obi-Wan. He's living on Tatooine as a complete hermit, trying to keep his eye on Luke. What did you guys kind of think of the whole introduction and what we saw from Obi-Wan? He's basically, what would you call it? He's not at a meat. Is it a meat packing
Obi-Wan
plant?
is selling
a refrigerator.
Right, Obi-Wan is selling rotten fish meat.
Right.
That stuff would last one day.
Yeah, and sand fish.
Right, because Tatooine is dry and it's just hot.
I mean,
there's no way to refrigerate that.
Think about how bad meat is once it gets to room temperature. You way beyond room. You got 2 suns beating down on that fish.
Straight up.
Like that is just. Up. I'm like, dude, how? Again, who knows? Maybe rotten meat is a commodity to certain aliens.
Maybe it has some kind of nutritional factor to it. Sitting out in the sun.
I mean, he could cook it.
I mean, that stuff was damn near cooking on it. Yeah, he's feeding his Oyope constantly with it.
Raw.
Right.
He's feeding it raw. I thought he was going to get caught, and then they were going to
I did too.
Hey, guy, what the hell you
Honestly, I thought he was going to get caught too. All the times that he snuck that meat out that plant, I thought he was going to get caught.
The Jedi in hiding.
Hey, Ben, I saw you cut that shit. Put it back.
Exactly. He's a
Take
Jedi
it out of your
going
ass.
out. Yeah, he's a Jedi in hiding, but he gets caught smuggling meat out from his job.
Right. So what did we think? At least the first episode on its own, and just kind of revisiting Obi-Wan and seeing where he is now.
First episode was kind of like, it was a good introduction in my honest opinion. It was nothing really answered any questions for me at the same time because it's been 10 years. So you telling me he's been working at that meat cutting plant for 10 years? I hope not. In a cave for 10 years. It's like, you could save up your money or something and buy yourself a nice little hut or something. Live with the Jawas. I don't know, but no, I liked it. It's just there's a lot of stuff for me that I've been saying, and we could talk about this in a future day or something, that kind of mirrors another character in a Star Wars movie.
Oh yeah. You can say he was a character that is in this show too, so in his younger years. But no, I like it so far, and a lot of people, they're down. We'll get into the Reva thing later.
Yeah.
But I like seeing that Obi-Wan is a broken man because in his mind it's very similar to what happened to Thor in Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah,
he's the man that's responsible for messing up the galaxy. Like he literally is on his shoulders. It's like you train this kid, you let him down, you left him to die, and he didn't die.
You didn't go for the head.
So it's like it's on you, and I it's good to see that weight be on him. And Ewan McGregor is a great actor, so he's it shows in just the way he carries himself. He's keeping his head down, for everything, literally. And then it's just like when even that confrontation with Owen, it's like Owen stung him deep. He was like, "Oh, so you're gonna train him like he trained his father?"
Like he trained his father. Yeah,
like,
that shit was deep. Yeah, that shit hurt.
Okay. So it's everything stings. So it's like it's good to see that, and it's not like what people were like. Oh, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's like no, this is Ben.
Yes,
just like he said, I'm Ben. Like he is so far removed from his skills and the Clone Wars and all that stuff. And people are saying stuff like he should be better or the Force. It's like, well, do whatever it is you do as a profession and then stop cold turkey for 10 years and then go back to that same profession and tell me you still got the exact same level of skill. You can do it the way you used to do it. You can't. It's like, you even saw it in the second episode. He barely caught Leia when she fell off that building.
Barely.
So
straight up barely.
Seeing, and then again, he can't fight hand to hand like he used to. Nope. It's like all that stuff is gone. He's living on a desert,
right?
In a cave.
Yeah.
With a bunch of scraps.
With a bunch of scraps.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So,
scraps of
yeah.
tuna.
It's like he.
eBay in the chat.
Oh, what's up,
Q?
How you doing?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Fallen.
Yeah. No, I was saying like at the very least, like he does have some sense of survivability and some skill, but obviously, with not being active for as long as he was, and then of course going through crisis of faith for however long he was dealing with that after the fact, he's not who he once was. He cut himself off from the Force, living under the radar, watching over Luke, and just leaving a very, living as a hermit, as we said. So seeing that, that layer of Obi-Wan, which we don't often get to see outside of, up until the Clone Wars series, where we actually got a lot of more background with him. And it's like even dipping into the lore when he was talking about, oh, never mind. Almost got ahead of myself.
Yeah, look at you. Almost slipping. Look at you.
Almost slipped.
I'm glad you caught yourself.
But just overall, like I'm digging the episode so far. I especially loved how the first episode opened with
in the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. Yeah.
Yes, I love that opening. I'm like, dude, okay, this is, and then they're kind of alluding that that there are other younglings who survive with, maybe their masters or whatever the case may be. So they're definitely playing into that. And there's already been speculation with some of the other characters, especially Reva. I'm looking forward to see where they go with it. The only gripe I kind of have, like, overall is it's like, look, for the good that we have with young Leia right now, it's like, could they not have like gotten a child that can run better or something? Because I mean, look, I'm sorry, but I was getting Taken 3 flashbacks. Like,
oh yeah, the multi-cuts.
Yeah, and it was
spot on, Preem.
Here's
spot on.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Go
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, really. Okay, back to the Leia thing real quick. You have to remember their filming location. The filming location is that I forgot what they call it. It's some type of something sphere or whatever.
Oh, that little sound stage that they have?
Yeah. So she's got limited places she could actually run.
Out here.
13 subs.
Thank you.
Been gifted.
all right, Q-Bay.
Over there. Look at that.
So look at me. I am loaded with money.
He gifted gifts up to Daitakuji. That was nice.
That's nice.
Well,
appreciate it. No, you got to remember, if they filmed that on location somewhere, that would have been better for them. They probably could have tracked it out better, but it's probably filmed in that virtual environment. So, yeah. Yeah, but that was pretty bad. I agree with you 100%. But to what Preem was saying, go ahead.
Yeah, so essentially it's something that Dido was having a little bit of a disagreement with Hannah of Omega in the chat, who contends that Obi-Wan is not a broken man. First of all, how could you not say that this man is not broken? Like, do you know what a broken man looks like? Like, do you know what a broken man looks like? Someone that is literally just lost everything and just given up. That is the picture of what Obi-Wan is showing us right now. That is a broken man. So when Preem says in response that no, he's broken, but I tell you what, this explained why he legit gave up and let Vader kill him in the original. I'm not totally convinced of that either. I just think he was like, I'm gonna show you how much different being one with the Force is. Like, because you're not gonna win. Like, I can just give up. I don't have to fight you to beat you.
Look,
essentially.
Look.
No, go ahead. No, please. Please. Go ahead.
He says Obi-Wan is not giving up. It was like, if Obi-Wan is not giving up, bro, he would have freaking killed Vader right then and there. He would have had all this popping right off. It would have. Damn it! Spoiler. That's already in there. But you know it. If you watch today's episode.
Yeah, man.
God,
man, come on, man.
It's like, come on, man. That dude
gave
up.
Come on, man.
He gave up. He said, we lost.
We lost.
He said,
it's over.
Lost.
He said, it's over.
Go
give up.
Bury your lightsaber in the desert and forget about it. That's not somebody that's pretending.
Right. No,
he's not pretending.
Done. He's given up. He's broken. All right. So, moving on to the second episode. What I really enjoyed about the second episode is something that I've always lamented since going back to episode 4, that we never got to see what Alderaan.
Sorry, Q baby, that just popped out. I'm sorry that I interrupted you as well, Ken. Sorry. You should stop watching us or put it on the side screen. You got picture in picture, man. Put it on your tablet and watch this and watch us at the same time. Put us on the tablet.
No. Stay. No.
Yeah.
You don't know the context, so
As soon as this is done.
As soon as this is done.
Don't be lollygagging.
Yes.
You better watch that shit.
As soon as this is done, go and watch episode 3.
I was
Please
laying in
go.
the bed, pulled up my phone and watched it. And then I got on the toilet and took a shit. I'm watching Obi-Wan this morning. I don't want to hear no excuses.
Like, why you gotta be so
Gosh.
So I have learned that when this man gets on a roll, you just let him go.
Sorry.
You don't get in the way, just let it go. So, like I was saying, back to episode 2. What I loved about it is that we got to see a little bit of Alderaan, because we've never gotten to see anything with Alderaan. We never got to see any of its culture, what the cities were like, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and got to see a little bit of insight of what it was like for Leia growing up, it being not a natural Organa. Like, dude, I bet you if she was older, even though she cut the fuck up out of her cousin, if she was older, she would have bitch smacked my man.
Probably.
She really would have. I love Leia. I love little Leia. She's got so much spunk. She's very rebellious. She will not be hemmed in. I love that about her.
Here's the weird complaints that I'm seeing, that she's quote unquote too smart, or she's making the male basically specifically the male characters look bad. It's like,
What?
it's
Really?
it's like what you have to understand is she's born of a very powerful force sensitive character, so there's going to be some differences about her just on that. B, she's raised to be a princess of an entire planet. So she's definitely getting an education way beyond what the normal person is going to get.
Right.
And it's like, I have zero problems with it because her character has always been a very strong female character. That's always been what Leia is about. So for her to have those traits at 10 is not really that far. Now, if she was 5, acting exactly the way she is now, yes, that'd be too much of a stretch. But around 10, especially given the way her upbringing and all that, yeah, she's going to be that intelligent, be able to kind of read people and see when people are BSing and whatnot, and see when people are hiding stuff, because it's like that's kind of her life. She's groomed for all of that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm enjoying her character.
Yeah, I enjoy
gotta
her
say one thing.
quite a lot. Go ahead.
No, Coach Idius, I did not sit 48 minutes on the toilet. I spent a little time on the toilet. I paused it. I cut my hair. I jumped in the shower. I put my clothes on. I went in the basement, finished the episode. But still, come on.
All right. Please, can we not get all these kind of TMI details?
It was not
About-
TMI. I did
yeah.
not tell you the consistency of the poop.
Oh my
I didn't tell you how much came out.
man.
I didn't tell you the smell.
See, you just had to get him started.
Oh my God.
You had to get him started.
No, you're right.
didn't you?
You're right. I apologize for that. All right, so going back to Leia gets kidnapped, obviously. We discovered that this whole thing is a plot by the third sister, who is Reva, who has a serious hard-on for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Which for mysterious reasons, we don't know why. We will discover that over the course of the series. Played by Moses Ingram. I don't really fully understand people's gripe with her. They were on her head from episode 1 on.
I don't know, before that.
You're right. But even when she first appeared on the screen, or they see what she is like, they have been finding reasons not to like her. I don't get it. What have you heard? Please explain what you have heard.
I've heard a couple of things. Now, I don't think this necessarily gives it much merit, but one of the things a lot of people having gripes with is because apparently she never studied the lore at all before coming on to the project.
So
folks are pissed off about that. And the thing is, apparently a lot of people have been bringing her acting into question. And
Really?
and my thing is this, and this is my thing. Now, some of the stuff they gave her in the first 2 episodes, I would say was a little hokey, but I can't say that it was necessarily bad. I mean, I was fine with her.
Oh, you
didn't
talking
have
about the whole Obi-Wan?
Yeah,
that whole thing.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's like
All right.
like they giving her stuff like that. It comes off a bit hokey, but other than that, it's like I don't have an issue with her character because obviously she's someone that they are trying to build up. She's a new character, as with pretty much like all the Inquisitors. So, we're getting, shades of, like you said, like she has her own thing with
Obi-Wan
with
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan or whatever, which they kind of mentioned that apparently her father was a Jedi and fought alongside with them in the war. So
this shit is super personal for her. Yeah, this
who her father is.
Yeah,
we don't know.
We don't know. Like, this is super personal for her. So we will find out.
We're finding that out. But again, kind of going back to that, it's like, dude, this is just. It's like, I'm sorry, this is just another example of, Star Wars elitist fans, getting loud and doing what they do. Like,
I don't even think it's elitist fans at this point, though.
Really,
honestly, because like if people were subjectively looking at this, listen to this.
I have brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to my new empire.
S.C. Mays. Appreciate
What's up, man?
Somebody over there, Minority Games over there, gifted
a sub to.
All right, so what you just heard in that clip was Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen, who did not have the best acting chops when he played Anakin Skywalker.
Oh no!
Starting back in
George Lucas did him no favors.
Right. It's not just on the actor and their acting ability. It's what the director accepts. The director can always say, you know what, I didn't like that take. Let's do another take. Mm-hmm. That's the take the director chose.
Yes.
So let's be real. Like, again, they're saying that they're not giving her the Mary Sue moniker, I guess, because she's black. She can't, she's not allowed to have the Mary Sue. But I think what you're seeing with her, outside of the obvious, the racist part of it.
Yes.
They're mad that her character is ambitious and quote unquote going against the rules. I'm like, that's the nature of. She's not a Sith. None of the Inquisitors are Sith.
She's not.
But she has that same drive, the same way Anakin had the drive of, I'm going outside the box, I'm getting results. Mm-hmm. They're mad that her character was given that sort of drive, because none of the other Inquisitors have ever had that outside of the Grand Inquisitor in most instances. Mm-hmm. Maybe Trilla in Fallen Jedi, Fallen Order rather, but... So it's like, for me, it's like, you guys are getting a character that mirrors Anakin in some ways.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
And I love I think
her race and her
gender. Well, absolutely. Well, so you touched on it. You touched on it, right? They're mad because they thought the Grand Inquisitor was going to be the one. They thought she was just going to be in the background and kind of just there. She's not.
That's what Rebels is for.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I'm just saying this is what they see. It's like, oh wait, we thought she was going to be in the background. It's supposed to be the Grand Inquisitor. It's not. It's her. Yeah. So that's what they're mad about. So they took to social media. They've been in her DMs sharing incredibly racist, messages towards her. The response from the Star Wars brand, from Disney proper, and even their sci-fi neighbors, Star Trek, Anson Mount posted a message about her as well, have all come out in support of her. That's all great. I love that. I think that's great. I really wish they had that energy for Boyega and Kelly Marie Tran. Now, all that does show is that they apparently have maybe learned their lesson to stop being silent and letting the stars have to deal with this fallout. They've gotten behind them and really started to push back. So hopefully that'll stem some of that.
I think that's because Ewan McGregor's an executive producer and he said something.
Yeah, that's true.
It almost forced their hand. It's like, okay, if the executive producer of your show says something and you don't say something, you look bad as a company. Because if you look back at the Kelly Marie Tran thing and the John Boyega thing, that was under Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, they're the directors in that point, but I guess Kathleen Kennedy would have been the producer during that, those two projects, for the movie. So it's just, it really depends on, forcing the company's hand. And yes, John Boyega from Jump Street, as soon as they showed the teaser trailer showing
Black Stormtrooper.
Oh, bro.
Black Stormtrooper.
I still remember that.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, the outrage was crazy.
Right. And then Kelly Marie Tran, her whole thing was the body shaming thing, and also that was terrible. Just an Asian character being put at the forefront. It's just like, you do realize that, it's 20 at the time, it was 20, whatever it was, 2018, whatever. I don't remember.
What, for Force Awakens?
17.
I think it was
Yeah,
17
17
I
or
think.
yeah. So it's like we should be way past this discussion. This is stupid that we're even having this discussion.
Totally
if you look
agree.
back at the very first Star Wars movie, A
Yep.
New Hope, there were no black people in that entire movie, save for James Earl Jones doing Darth Vader's voice.
And he was right. And he was voice. Yes.
Right. So, and there's a story behind that, but I can't give that story because I was told not to tell that story by the person that was in the Vader costume. And we'll leave it at that.
Tell me after.
Oh, I'll tell you after.
yeah.
Okay.
But so it's like, okay, you guys went from that to, hey, guess what? There's more than just white people in the world, and especially in the galaxy.
Right.
It's like,
They
come
gave
on
us
now.
Lando Calrissian, and we were supposed to be happy.
I
with
challenge people to go look up an interview of Carl Sagan and
Johnny
Carson just on YouTube and see what Carl Sagan is saying about that. Because it's something he saw was obvious.
Yeah.
And this is early 80s. He's just like, wow, in another galaxy?
Yeah. Now, the other thing that we were talking about, or that kind of came out of this, that probably got people really up in arms, was the apparent death of the Grand Inquisitor in the second episode.
Maybe.
No good. Like everybody's like,
Maybe.
oh, they're retconning, they're ruining canon. We thought, well, excuse me, most people thought that Darth Maul was completely dead because he was cut in half. I, on the other hand,
You didn't even see him get cut in half.
completely missed that part. I completely,
He didn't even
I
see
must
him
have been
get cut in
blinking.
half.
I must
we
have missed
sat
that
in the
part.
theater.
Yes,
Obi-Wan
yes,
jumped
they did.
over him.
No.
Right.
No, I must have been blinking. Something must have happened. I
Something
totally
got in-
missed
something
that.
got in his eye.
And I totally missed that. 'Cause,
Right.
dude,
Fell
I
in there,
remember.
fell into two pieces.
I
This man still didn't know.
very infamously remember when we got the DVD, right? When episode 1 came out, they popped that bitch in the computer, and they were like, "Hey, Ken, look here, see this? See it? He's cut in half." They showed me that, and I was like, "Well, shit,
Right.
I don't know how I missed that, but I did. I
Neither
clearly
did
missed that, right? We thought Maul was dead. This fool was cut in half and went down a damn shaft.
Yeah.
No, he's alive."
Maul got cut in half. Fennec Shen got shot and left for dead, came back.
Right, with Radio Shack parts, basically.
They have Bacta tanks.
Yes.
Throw him in the back. And first off, his race has 2 stomachs anyway. Stabbing him through one stomach ain't going to
Ain't
kill
gonna
him.
do nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
So, whatever, man.
So
And
I don't
again,
get it. Yeah.
Again, it's the people that jump to hard conclusions before they see the entire thing. It's
Yes.
like you only seen 3 episodes. At that point, 2 episodes. Watch the whole thing. Then, if you got vitriol, get your vitriol out. But to me, people look like fools railing on every single episode. This is bad.
Everything.
This is terrible. Disney's ruining childhoods, and this. It's like,
Well, we live in a society where everybody they can't wait to be outraged by something.
hey,
Something. Fall and jump in here. Like,
Man, look, I've only roughly been like a Star Wars fan probably since like the early mid 2000s, because that's when I got reintroduced to it and kind of fallen into the lore. And it's like ever since then, I've seen how nuts the fans can get, because I remember the reception of the first 2 sequels or whatever. Granted, at that point, it's just like I didn't really have that big of an opinion one way or the other. It was just like, okay, it's a movie, blah blah blah, whatever. So as I got older, around like 2006, 2007, by then we're like a couple years removed from episode 3. I'm starting to see how people are when it comes to that, because they got to connecting this, connecting that, the 1,001 novels and books that exist outside of it and all of that. And it's just like, when Disney got it and then they, condensed it down to just the movies aside from the other shows that they were putting together, it's just like, so it's like, look, to a degree, I understand why y'all would be upset. Y'all invested y'all time. Y'all assumed that everything was connected in some kind of way. I get it. Okay. At some point, it's like, for me personally, it didn't bother me as much because, for one, I didn't invest my time in that much. So, I mean, there's many more casual folks than those that deep dive into the lore like that. So that makes it a little less convoluted for folks like me that enjoy it. Okay. Can I be critical about some of the stuff? Of course.
Sure.
And that's fair. But it's like some of the takes that a lot of people just are ready to take, like, especially, we're only on episode 3. They're already calling Reva a shit character. And I'm like, dude, it's only been 3 episodes.
right.
And it's like, it's not like all of it's about her anyway. It's about Obi-Wan, okay? Like, she's a new character. Give her time to develop, okay? That's how characters work.
Oh no, no. We can't do that. We can't give people time to develop. It's got to be instant gratification right away.
Here's the other thing that people are, getting on her about. She didn't dive into the lore and read about the lore. Not every actor either A, has time to do that, or B, is going to do that. Obviously, Alec Guinness was there at the beginning, but Alec Guinness didn't give a damn about Star Wars.
Sure
it was
didn't.
A paycheck for him.
Yep.
Like, he was this, and the same thing with Harrison Ford, too. We see how Harrison Ford be acting about Star Wars, man. So it's like, don't expect everybody to be as invested as you, even if they're on the screen. It's a job at the end of the day. Regardless of how much we all love Star Wars. Now, granted, you give me the opportunity to be in Star Wars, yeah, I'm already in the lore, I already understand the lore. But at the end of the day, it's still, hey, this is a great opportunity to be part of history, but it's also a paycheck.
Yep.
This will be real. This is a paycheck.
When you say that, all I can remember is that infamous SNL skit with William Shatner.
Oh, heck yeah. Absolutely.
That shit was so funny.
Slept with a girl.
Yes.
Kissed a girl or whatever he said.
That shit was funny as hell, man. Oh, my God.
What's up, Marcus says for checking in. How you doing there,
what's
sir?
up? What is up?
Casidia said he was at a con in Orlando and there was a fist fight between Star Wars fans and Star Trek fans.
Now, see, I would love to see that.
Well,
yeah, you didn't.
I would love to see that.
Record it.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Phone.
In some circles, the beef is real. It's like, no, Star Trek's better. No, Star Wars is better. It could be great. Yeah, it could be crazy. It could absolutely be crazy. All right, so we talked a lot about Obi-Wan, episode 1, episode 2. Episode 3 is out there for you to consume. We will revisit Obi-Wan again. I believe we should probably save it for when the series wraps.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed that clip. Make sure you check out our live content on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Culture Junkies. We also have a lot of content available on YouTube, unboxings as well as Blu-ray reviews. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Culture Junkies. And on top of all of that, if you go to culturejunkies.net, you can check out our merch store. The link is culturejunkies.net/merch. There's a lot of great merchandise there. So there's links and logos and stuff all around me. So check those out, and we will see you next time.
Culture Junkies!